Good evening, this is djcraske reporting from the 16th floor of the Radisson Lord Baltimore here for the Baltimore Grand Prix. I'm going to give myself 9 minutes, so hopefully I can be done here real quick. Just want to give you a little bit of an update on what I've seen regarding the Baltimore Grand Prix in regards to the track, what I've seen on course, what I've seen around the area. Where to start? Let's start with the track. Track itself is pretty bumpy, kind of to be expected. A pretty good mixture of, I would say, more concrete than asphalt. I think turn 5, I'm pretty sure turn 5 is asphalt. Turn 6, 7, 8, and 9 are asphalt. I think the concrete really starts around turn 12, which is that 90-degree right before the start finish. Well, before the chicane, then the start finish. But that's where, like, Dario's had a couple issues, and I think it can get a little slick there. Turn 1 is concrete. It is tight. It really is a tight, I would say, more than 90-degree turn. I would say probably in the neighborhood of 110, 120, mostly for a setup for turn 2. If you can barely go 2x2. I've seen it. I have seen some legitimate passes in turn 1, but it is very tight. So, in all honesty, get your popcorn ready, because turn 1 for lap 1 tomorrow, regardless of the series, FIL, IndyCar, it could very easily be chaos. Right now my over/under for the number of cars going into the runoff of turn 1 is going to be 4, at least. So we'll see what happens though. Track is very good. I like it. I think the hairpin is not going to be as much of an issue as in regards to turn 1, turn 5. Turn 9 could be the sneaky one. It does have a wide entrance in, but it narrows quickly. So if you're on the outside, someone's trying to pass, that thing really cuts off really quick. So there could be, it's the AirTran corner, so that could be interesting. Turn 12 has caught a couple people off guard. The chicane is not much of an issue. In fact, I would say this will be the one year and the only year that they'll have a chicane there. The rails look good. I think one of the bigger concerns is right after the rails, about 5-6 feet or so, right after the rails, there's a dip. It's about a 3-inch dip. It's more kind of like a wheelchair ramp, that kind of a gradual down. That's noticeable, but when they actually cross the rails themselves, granted they're only going 70 miles an hour, but you really don't see the tires bouncing. So anyway, that's the track. The track looks pretty good. Drivers that have really impressed so far: Will Power, of course, has looked really good. Ryan Hunter-Ray looks very good. That would probably be one of my outside contenders. There's been a couple smooth drivers. A lot of people, though, especially in turn 1, which is where I'm sitting, you can actually see their gloves, where they're really trying to work the wheel over. Bourdais is very smooth there. I don't think I've seen him, miss a beat there. So I think in my fantasy I've got Will, Dario, Ryan Briscoe's look good, except for that turn 5 incident, which I think he was trying to cut it a little close. But today he looked great. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So Newman Haas is struggling a little bit. Great to see Simona make it to round 2. I think that was well earned. She fought for that one, and kudos to her. Really no other extreme surprises, I guess. It's pretty much status quo. I really was thinking Elio was going to have a good run. He didn't get into Fast 6, but I was really thinking this might be a good Elio course, but we'll leave it at that. Atmosphere here at Baltimore. Now, I don't have anything to compare it against. I've not been to St. Pete. I've not been to Long Beach. I've not been to Toronto. But the atmosphere here, the course feels like it's big because of how spread out it is. I bet you're going over 6 or 7 blocks. Where I'm sitting to where Camden Yards is, where the Baltimore Orioles play, it is at least a good 15 to 20 minute walk, even for me. I like to walk pretty fast. So it is pretty big. It's pretty spread out, and you feel it. The paddock is right in the middle of the area, which is the convention center. And you've got to kind of, if you don't have a paddock pass, you've really got to kind of dodge and try to figure your way out. There are some growing pains that the Grand Prix are going to have to work on. Case in point, pedestrian traffic, especially over the bridges, will probably need to be improved. Add another bridge, or try to get people really going quicker. That's going to be a handful. The pothole, the manholes. We did have a manhole come up in the LNS race. It came up, but it really didn't dislodge. But they noticed it. Not that I know of, but it did dislodge. So they went out, red flagged it for a little bit, and went out and fixed it. So hopefully that will be the only manhole we'll have to worry about. The chicane curbings are pretty high. They can really toss a car regardless of the series. Now, I'm hoping that this is the only race that the chicane will be needed. I think it will be. One thing to also note, on the starts and restarts, and I noticed this for USF 2000, for starts and restarts, everyone went 2x2, but they did not use the chicane. They basically blew right through the chicane, which is good. That way everyone's lined up. You hopefully will have a good start. You've got a long runway. You've got at least a good 3 blocks. And you are going downhill into turn 1, just slightly, but you are going downhill into turn 1. I can hear the braking points. It's about maybe a third of the way into the grandstand that enters turn 1, and I can see him come in, but I'm really expecting a little carnage or something. Anyway, that's 7 minutes of me rambling. Overall, I've been very impressed with the area. They're really trying to do. They're really trying to put on a show here. The word I keep thinking of is they're trying to put on the Long Beach of the East Coast. And again, I can't compare that, but I'm impressed with it. So far, so good. There are going to be some room for improvement. The track layout, I think, is fantastic. The only one I'm concerned with is turn 5, turn 6. There may need to be some revisions in there, but you take that out. I like the turn 1. It's going to make you really think. It's really bumpy right there. I think the track layout's good. The drivers like it. It's going to be a challenge to them. They're going to have to be on their toes for all 75 laps, which I think is a true test and a true it's a true test to them. So kudos to the track layout. So with that, that's whatever chapter we're in here. I'll probably do another chapter to wrap it up after my 14-hour drive back to Southern Illinois, which I'm leaving right after the race, and so I'm going to drive through the night and get in there probably about 6 o'clock or so. Try to catch a couple hours. Actually, I'm going to another city, pick up my nephew, and then we're going to drive 2 hours back to extreme Southern Illinois. But anyway, that's the scoop. I'm going to enjoy a couple little spoonfuls of Nutella to call it a night. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you like these. Let me know if you like these or not. I'm kind of interested to see what kind of feedback I get. So enjoy it. Should be a good show. Get ready for Press Dogs Calliope in turn 1. There is no porta potty there. It is a bus stop. It's actually a little triangle that the runoff actually goes around, but there's a bus stop right there. So I don't know. The Baltimore Triangle sounds pretty good, instead of the Bermuda Triangle. But it could be interesting. So anyway, we'll see you later. Enjoy the race. Hope you enjoyed these. We'll do one or two more beforehand. So we'll see what happens. Take her easy. Enjoy the race.